Hey, Scott, how are you doing? We'll get started in about 5 minutes. Here's the Nearpod link. If for some reason the Nearpod link doesn't work, go to nearpod.com and use this code. I need you guys to put on your cameras. Put on your cameras, please. Scott and Edison, you need to have your cameras on for the live lessons. This is the link again for Nearpod. And log into that. See, one of you is in Nearpod. Both in Nearpod, that's good. Excuse me. I just need you to put on your cameras. Okay, we'll be starting in 1 minute. Is there a reason why you guys aren't turning on your cameras? We see that you are there. Okay, we're getting started. And I hope you're there. Objectives today is we're going to talk about our daily routine, apply to usage rules for nouns and adjectives in Spanish, and use reading strategies to understand key points on family topics. We are going to review lesson 406 first, since that is something that we went over last week. So in lesson 406, we learned a lot about adverbs. We learned that adverbs can modify a verb, like bailas bien. Bien is the adverb. Adverbs can modify an adjective. Bien es los pasos de bala muy buenos. Muy being the adverb. Adverbs can modify another adverb. Bailas tan rápidamente. Tan is an adverb, and rápidamente is the adverb that it modifies. There are adverbs of time that tell us when something happens, how often it happens, the time, duration, and frequency. Here's some examples. Yeah, which means now. Todavía, still, frecuentemente, frequently. There are adverbs of quality and degree. How much? To what extent? Muy means very, mucho, a lot, menos, less, etc. And then there are adverbs of manner, which tell us how or in what way something happens. Bien, fine or good, mejor, better, mal, bad, peor, worse, rápidamente, quickly. These are all important words. I'm going to put the link for Nearpod in one more time. For those of you, if you can't get into Nearpod, but see, this would be you, Aspen. If you can't get into Nearpod, click on nearpod.com and put in the code Z2R7. All right, so let's talk a little bit about lesson 407. First page of every lesson, you're going to find your note guide. If you're not in the habit of using your note guide, then I would encourage you to start doing that now. It's never too late. Jennifer, do you have the link there for Nearpod? Okay, so I need you and Aspen to log into Nearpod. If the link doesn't work, let me know. Okay, we're going to talk about our daily routine. Okay, we've got different phrases. That la botella de gel, that's the gel bottle, broken link. Okay, so ask them to go to nearpod.com and you're going to put in the code Z52R7 and that will get you in. I don't know why it's giving me broken links. This happened with last earlier today. Okay, las piezas or the pieces, las piezas de ropa, the pieces of clothing. So we've got some phrases here. Que limpias, you wash yourself. Desagradable, disagreeable, or agradable, agreeable, nice. And collar is a necklace. They're all vocab words. Still see you guys are not all in. Jennifer, are you having trouble with the link as well? Okay, so go to nearpod.com. It's www.nearpod.com. And then you're going to put in the code. The code is Z52R7. That's the code you put in. Right, we have Jennifer, you're in, Aspen, you're in. Okay, so there we go. All right, didn't want to let me off the screen. Okay, we've got some more vocab. La máquina de afeitar is the razor or the electric razor. La rasuradora is just a regular razor, you know, the plastic kind. This is the electric, this is plastic. Mojado, mojada, wet. Seco, seca is dry. Te cortas, touch yourself. And gel or el gel is this is the like hair gel. Vacío, vacía, which is empty. Lleno, llena, full. Cuidadoso, cuidadosa, careful. ocupada, ocupada, occupied or busy. Te apresuras, you're hurrying. Te decides, you decide. Gonna practice with these a little bit. We've got a picture to help you. So what word best matches the image here? Someone washing their hand. Would it be el collar, que limpias, desagradable, la rasuradora, or the little questions? I'm going to take it off screen share so that you don't see each other's answers. And I'm looking here. And see, two of you are working on this. Addison and Jennifer, you want to go ahead and get started on this. So Scott and Aspen are done. I'll share your scores with you. Addison and Jennifer, you get started on this. Share the screen again. All right, let's go over this, okay? Washing your hands, the correct answer would be te limpias. Question 2, that's a necklace. So the answer is el collar. This is a razor, la rasuradora. Blowing his nose, it's a little disgusting. Desagradable. Okay. Let's go over some cognates. We've got simple, simple, elegante, elegant, atractivo, atractiva, attractive. So they look like what they mean. For también se dice, we have la máquina de afeitar is the same as la máquina de afeitar, the razor. La rasuradora is also la navaja. Now, la navaja, I always think of like the blade that men used to use to shave their face, you know, or straight edge razor. That's what I think of la navaja instead of the little razor that you get at the store that's plastic. El gel, or la gomina, or la jalea. Those are also words for gel. Mojado, wet, could also be húmedo or húmeda, humid. Okay, so we'll talk a little bit about adjectives today, okay? Says when describing your routine, you probably use possessive adjectives or adjetivos posesivos. A possessive adjective modifies a noun to show ownership. So here's important things. 1, they're the most common way to express possession or ownership. 2, they always modify a noun. 3, they must agree with the noun they describe in gender and in number. And 4, they must match the object that is owned or possessed, not with the person who owns it. So let's look at an example. Te secas tu cara cuando está mojada. You dry your face when it's wet. Now, tu is the possessive adjective, which is your face. If cara was plural, it would be tus instead of tu. Some examples, okay, for yo, me or me's, mine. Me is the singular, me's is the plural. Tu is two or twos without accents. Two with an accent means you, but two without an accent is your. Okay, singular, plural. El, ella, usted have the same forms. Su for yours or his, hers. Sus, again, is the plural. His, hers, or yours. Nosotros, nosotras. Now this gets masculine and feminine, okay? So nuestro goes with nosotros. That means ours. Nuestra goes with nosotras. but it also goes with the item. Is the item masculine or plural? Okay, so like nuestra casa, our house, nuestro perro, our dog, and then nuestros is the plural of the item. So, oh, sorry, my cat just hit the screen. Okay, all right, nuestros is ours, like nuestros perros, our dogs, nuestras casas, our houses. Okay. Vosotros, vosotras, we have vuestro, vuestra, vuestros, vuestros. Remember, vosotros and vosotras are only used in Spain, but you've got to know them. I mean, you all, but it's very informal. Ellos, ellas, ustedes is su or sus, just like for el, ella, usted. So how do we tell if we're talking about el or ellos? Well, that would have to be added in, or a name. Okay. So here's some examples. Mi hermano Jose y yo tenemos una máquina de afeitar. My brother, so me, because that's a badge, my brother. My brother Jose and I have a shaving a razor. Nuestra máquina de afeitar es pequeña. Our electric razor is small. Now we use nuestra because we're talking about our razor, not just my brother. Okay. And we break it down. Me for my, hermano, my brother singular. Nuestra máquina, the máquina is singular. And that is singular as well. Sorry, my cat is she gets a little needy. Now we've got this one. Mi hermano Jose y yo tenemos unas máquinas de afeitar. My brother Jose and I have electric razors, plural, so we have more than one. Okay. Nuestras máquinas de afeitar son pequeñas. Our electric razors are small. Notice that pequeñas is plural because máquinas is plural, and nuestras is plural feminine because máquinas is plural feminine. So, you know, it all kind of goes together like that. My hermano, mi hermano, nuestras máquinas, our razors. Okay. Let's do some more review. So in English, nouns and adjectives have to agree in number, but in Spanish, nouns and adjectives have to agree in both gender and number. Because in English, we don't have gender of words, but in Spanish, we do. Okay, so el collar is a masculine singular word. El collar elegante, the elegant necklace. Elegante is one of those adjectives that ends with the letter E, and it can be masculine or feminine. But then we have masculine plural, los collares elegantes, the elegant necklaces. Okay, so collares is plural, so elegantes has to have an S and be plural as well. Okay. Aspen and Addison, please turn on your cameras. All right. While both examples use the same words, the noun and adjective in one example are singular, but in the other example, they're plural. Okay, so notice how in Spanish, most nouns are placed before the adjective. So the adjective that describes a noun comes after it. You know, like blue is a color, but it's also an adjective. So in English, I might say the blue house, but in Spanish, I'd say the house blue. Okay. And the article is the, so it's el, la, los, or las. All right, we have some acronyms. We've got the acronym for seal and acronym doctor, and they both have different meanings to help us with the verbs ser and estar. Remember, ser and estar, you learned about these in last year, but they both mean to be, and they have different meanings as how they're used, and of course the conjugations. The verb ser is one of those verbs that is irregular the whole time in every single verb tense. Okay, so we've got yo soy, I am. Tu eres, you are. Él or ella, es. Usted, es. Nosotros o nosotras somos. Vosotros o vosotras sois. Ellos o ellas son. Ustedes son. Now we've got some examples of adjectives added on using the word alto. Yo soy alto, tú eres alto, él es alto, usted es alto. These are all single people, right? Me, you, him or her, you formal. Those are all single, one person, right? Then when you add in more than one person, like nosotros, we, then it has to be plural altos. Nosotros somos altos. Vosotros sois altos. Ellos son altos. Ustedes son altos. Any question on that? Now the verb estar is another one of those verbs that is irregular through most of the verb tenses. Okay. Yo estoy, I am. Tú estás, you are. Él or ella está, he or she is. Usted está, you are. That's the formal. Nosotros, nosotras estamos. Vosotros, vosotras estáis. Ellos or ellas están. Ustedes están. Okay, and they've used some feeling words which act as adjectives. Okay. So yo estoy cansado, I'm tired. Tú estás triste. Okay, these are feeling words. And we use feeling words with the verb estar to say how we feel. We also use it for location. Él or ella está en Boston. They're located in Boston. Usted está en la escuela. You are located in the school. Here's another for emotion. Nosotros estamos emocionados. We're excited. Nosotros somos their speaker.
Did you get it in the paper?
No, he didn't scroll it.
All right, get away from me right now.
Okay, I just muted y'all. Okay. Okay, nosotros is plural, so emocionados has to be plural. We are excited. Vosotros estáis en la clase. You are located in the class, all of you, vosotros. But clase is a single place, so we're not doing anything with that. Ellos or ellas están enojadas. They are angry. Angry is an emotion, so it has to be plural to match with ellos or ellas, which is plural. Ustedes están en la Florida. All of you guys are in Florida. Any questions on this? Okay, let's learn about some acronyms. We use seal for the verb estar. Okay, the verb estar is used for states of being or status, so that's the S. It's the E is for emotion, the A is for action or progressive, like they are doing something like Julio y Andrés están hablando. They are talking. L is for location. Estamos en la Ciudad de México. We are located in the city of Mexico. Now, SER has the acronym doctor. D is for description. O is for occupation or ownership. Like el señor Borges es maestro de ciencias. It's hard for me to see this, it's really small. He's the science teacher. C for characteristic. Eres inteligente, you are intelligent. T for time. Son las 4:23 de la tarde. Okay, so you're gonna use it for telling time. O for origin. Soy de San Salvador. Soy de California. That's where I'm from. R, relationship. Okay, Patricia y yo somos primos. We are cousins. We're related. That makes sense? The CL for estar, doctor for Sarah. Going to be going over this again. Let me go back here. You guys want to take a screenshot of this page? Okay, I'm gonna go on to the next. We're on a quiz. You're all in your pod, so you should all be doing this little quiz. You're using the correct form of ser in this situation. I'm gonna take it off screen share so you won't see each other's answers. Addison and Aspen are working on this. Jennifer and Scott, go ahead and work on this. There's 4 questions. Okay, almost all done. Jennifer and Scott, you've got 2 questions to answer. Okay, so now I'm going to go back to screen share. I'm going to go over these questions, okay? So we've got here in the first one, Andrea, Jorge, Felipe, y yo. It would be somos, we are, because whenever you got that yo, that's and I, we want the we or the nosotros form, okay? Question 2, Fernando es muy atractivo. He is very attractive. Because Fernando, we want to say he is, it's L, that's the form. Las manos, we have more than one hand, so las manos están mojadas. The hands are wet. And this one, el doctor está ocupado. He's occupied in his office. Okay. Sarah versus a star again. Okay, these are the forms. Sarah, we've got soy, that is S. And estoy, estás, está. That's the forms for yo, to, LA, instead. And we have somos, soy, son, or estamos, estáis, están. They both mean to be, but they have different uses. So here's our doctor acronym for the verb ser. Description, employar simple. Occupation, el señor Borges es maestro. Characteristic, eres inteligente. Time, son las 4:23 de la tarde. Origin, soy de San Salvador. Relationship, Patricia y yo somos primos. Seal is for a star. Status or state of being. Estoy ocupada. It's not, I'm busy this week. Emotion. Estás feliz or you're happy. Action. Leo y Andrés están hablando mucho. They're talking a lot. Location. Estamos en la Ciudad de México. We're in the city of Mexico. Any questions? Okay. So now, again, we've got this soy or estoy, eres or estás, es or están, whether it's ser or están, somos or estamos, sois or estáis, son or están. You guys confused at all by the way they presented it? Some examples. Mi amiga Teresa es agradable. My friend Teresa is nice. We're talking about what she's like, so we're using the verb ser. Okay. Ellos son cuidadosos. They are careful. So talking about, that they act that they are careful. Después de que me lavo el pelo, mi pelo está mojado. After I wash my hair is wet. Susana está ocupada todos los días. Susanna is busy every day. These are both the verb estar. Okay. So did you know you could use the same adjectives as ser and estar to say something completely different? Okay, so aburrido, using the verb ser would be to be boring. La clase es aburrida, the class is boring. But when you use it with a star, it means to be bored. Estoy aburrida, I'm bored. Okay. Bueno, to be good with ser. Caminar es bueno, walking is good. But with a star, bueno is tasty. La comida está buena, the food is tasty, it's good. Cansado with ser means to be tiresome or tiring. Correr is algo muy cansado. Running is very tiresome. Unless you like to run. But with a star, cansado means to be tired. Estamos cansados después de la práctica del tenis. We're tired after tennis practice. Interesado, to be self-absorbed with the verb ser. Like mi prima es muy interesada en el dinero. My cousin is very self-absorbed in money. To be interested. Yo estoy muy interesado en la historia de Guatemala. I'm very interested in the Guatemalan history. Okay, so different meanings. You guys want to do a screenshot of this? This is the cat being a brat. Okay. Trying to keep her from on my leg. All right. Here's another one. Enfermo, to be sickly with the verb ser. Mi papá es enfermo, necesita ir al doctor muchas veces. My father is sickly and needs to go to the doctor many times. But with the verb estar means to be sick. Mi hijo está enfermo. My child is, or my son is sick. He's not going to be sick all the time, but he's sick today. Malo, to be bad with the verb ser. Comer mucho is malo, eating a lot is bad. But with a star, it means to be ill or in bad shape. Yo estoy malo porque no dormí mucho anoche. I'm feeling bad or I'm in bad shape because I didn't sleep much. Important to know these distinctions. Okay, so we've got these videos here, and we're going to go over some of the words that are in blue. Okay. Hola chicos y chicas. O Renata necesita ayuda con los adjetivos. Hey, boys and girls, today Renata needs help with adjectives. Y yo necesito que Renata me presente a su hermana Anita. And I need her to introduce her to her sister Anita. Ella es bonita, extraordinaria, atlética, is pretty, extraordinary, athletic. And then hasta luego, parceros. See you later, friends. Chancla is another word for sandal, which you guys probably know from social media. Tranquila, calm. Yo soy una chica cómica o una estudiante cómica. I am a funny girl or a funny student. Okay. Estudiante, you guys know as a student. Javi, eres increíble. Javi, you're incredible. Sí, y también soy inteligente, bueno, agradable, y people say, yes, I'm intelligent, good, and agreeable, and I live in it. All right, now this one is a little different. We're going to match what's on the left here. And well, basically, we're going to put them in that same thing. Like, for example, must match the noun with gender and number. Well, what does that go with? Does that, does that go with a certain thing? We've got nouns, what do adjectives describe? So you're going to sort this out. Some things will go on the left, some things will go on the right. A little different. I tried to make this clearer, but it didn't quite work out. Keep it up. Screen share. So I can see what it is. this one's got it all. Let's see. All right, let's go over it. Okay, must match the noun and gender and number. That's something that's gonna go. What two things does an adjective need to match with a noun? That's a question. Something is after the noun, that's an answer for something. In Spanish word, adjectives normally go, I believe, after the noun. Okay. What two things does an adjective need to match with a noun? Is a noun. What the adjectives describe? They describe nouns. Okay, so we've got what is a noun? It is a person, place, or thing. You guys all see that? All right, let's talk about position and the matching for our adjectives, okay? One, adjectives normally will go after the noun or what is being described. Two, they need to match in both gender and in number. Okay, now gender of words. Okay, most words, if they end with the letter A, they're feminine words. If they end with the letter O, they're masculine words. And if they end with the letter E, they're masculine or feminine, depending on the noun. And this is the same way for nouns as far as adjectives. So cara ends with the letter A, it's a feminine word. The cara está seca, the face is dry. Seca is the adjective or the condition. Okay. And it must have end with the letter A, just like cara. El pelo está mojado. And here is wet. Pelo ends with O, and it's singular. And mojado has to end with O as well. And again, the condition of the hair. El agua es agradable. The water's nice. Okay. Agradable ends with the letter E, so you really don't have to change it at all. And agua, it's el agua, it's actually masculine, with it ends with the letter A. It's one of those weird things. Number. Okay. Remember, it's got to match a number too. El collar es bonito. The necklace is pretty. Collar is singular, so is bonito. And it ends with an O because collar is masculine. Los collares son bonitos. The necklaces are pretty. Because collares is plural, bonitos means an S to become plural as well. Okay. Okay. So now we need to identify whether an adjective is singular or plural, if it's simple. Okay, so we've got. Oh. Okay. All right. So if you want to make a word, a vowel, plural, you just add the letter S. Okay, like cara. When you make a plural, we add the letter S, becomes caras. Consonant that ends with a letter, anything that's not a vowel. Okay, we're going to add ES to make it plural, like fácil is easy. Add ES, fáciles. Now, if it ends with the letter Z, you have to actually remove the letter Z and replace it with CES. Like feliz ends with the letter Z. And we have to replace it with CES, felices. Part of this is because the letter Z doesn't quite work with the whole sound when it becomes plural. Any questions? Okay. We got some examples or changes here. Have you ever noticed how some adjectives and adverbs look similar in Spanish? For example, probablemente looks very similar to probable. Okay, so probable means probable, which is an adjective. Okay, it's probable that this thing will happen. Probablemente, probably, is probably might happen. There's very distinct differences between what's an adjective and what's an adverb. And also if it ends in the letter mente, that's a most of the time, when it ends in mente, you know that that's an adverb. Okay, not all adverbs end in mente, but if it does end in mente, you know it's an adverb. Okay, this is the difference between adjectives and adverbs. Fun stuff. Lots of stuff here. Okay. Rápido means quick, rapid, fast, but rápidamente means quickly, rapidly, fast again. Diario means daily. Diariamente also means daily. Reciente, recent. Recientemente is recently. Actual, current. Actualmente, currently. Okay, so similar, but different. Normal, normal, normalmente, normally. So whenever you have mente on the end of a word in Spanish, it usually has the ly ending that it would have in English. Okay, so not going to go over this whole list, but I do want you to take time, maybe take a screenshot of this or look at this in the lesson and put that down for yourself. Okay. All right. Now we're going to do this together. Okay, and these are kind of long. And this is why we're doing this together. We're not making a quiz. Okay. All right. So Jesus no tiene nada en su mochila. He doesn't have anything in his backpack. Use the correct form of a star and an adjective to complete the sentence telling us that his backpack is empty. La mochila de Jesus. Remember, you need the correct form of the verb estar, and you need an adjective that means empty. This is when we learned early on in this lesson, which you may or may not remember. Do your best. And you don't have to start with column 1. You could start with column 2 if you want. Lisa no es una chica complicada. Lisa isn't a complicated girl. What adjective can you use to say that she wears uncomplicated clothing? Lisa se viste con una blusa blank para la escuela. Here you need just one word. Oh, Addison got it right on column 1. Está vacía. It's empty. Perfect. Okay. So we've got columns 2, 3, and 4. Let's look at column 3. Tu hermano y tú compran 2 rasaduras. Okay. So your brother and you buy 2 razors. Una rasuradora es para tu hermano y otra es para ti. One is for your brother and one's for you. Write the possessive adjective in the item that was bought. 2 words. Todos los lunes nosotros compramos blank, blank, en la tienda. Okay, column 2, simple is the correct answer. She's uncomplicated. She's a simple person. Simple. Okay, work on column 3. All right, column 4. Yo uso gel en mi pelo. I use gel in my hair. El gel no es seco y es un poco desagradable. Gel isn't dry and it's a little gross. What kind of ser? What form of ser and what adjective might you use to describe gel in the plural form? Los geles que uso en mi piel, blank, blank. You need form of ser and maybe an adjective to describe it. Okay, Addison, you are just burning up here. I'm going to let someone else try for column 3 before I comment on whether that was right or wrong. And then column 4, guys. Can you guys see the comments from the students, from each other? I know I can, but can you? Okay, so I see Addison doing all the work. Aspen, Jennifer, Scott, do you have anything to add to especially columns 3 and 4, since I already told you 1 and 2 are correct? Do you agree with the answers?
Yeah, I agree with her.
Okay, so yes, column 3, nuestras rasuradoras. Every Monday, we buy our razors in the store. Okay. Los geles que uso en el pelo son mojados, they're wet. Okay. Wet isn't always the only one that you could use, but that works for us. Okay. Let's talk more about adjectives. Okay, so we know adjectives go after the noun that they're describing, and they need to agree with the noun in gender and number. We know gender, A for feminine, O for masculine, E for either or. Okay. What's this one? La cara está seca, the face is dry. Seca matches cara. El agua es agradable, the water is nice. Agua and agradable. These ones. Okay, let's move here. Sorry. I don't know why sometimes the lesson will repeat things. Don't want to bore you. Here's one. Original plus mente gives you originalmente, originally. Yo soy originalmente de El Salvador. I'm originally from El Salvador. This is an adverb. Okay. Originalmente, describing that he's soy, from. Cuidadoso, cuidadosa plus mente equals carefully, cuidadosamente. Notice that it's not cuidadosamente, we use the feminine form of cuidadosa. Okay. Ella come cuidadosamente, she eats carefully. The adverb cuidadosamente describes how she eats, which is the verb. Mente is the same as ly in English. Look at these ones. Rapidly, rápidamente, slowly, lentamente, carefully, cuidadosamente. Pretty easy, pretty simple. And then we've got this list, which is the same list we looked at earlier. So I'm not going to go over all these with you. Does anyone want to do screenshots? Okay. All right, so now comes the cultural part. Remember, at the end of this lesson, we have a quiz and a voice activity. The quiz, we know that this cultural stuff is going to be on the quiz. Okay. So we're learning about someone from Guatemala. Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Luisa y vivo en San Juan Coxal, Guatemala. Good afternoon, my name is Luisa. I live in San Juan, Guatemala. Vivo en San Juan Coxal con mi mamá, mi hermana, mi abuela. I live there with my mother, my brother, and my grandmother. Aunque vivo en Guatemala, no hablo muy bien el español. Even though I live in Guatemala, I don't speak very good Spanish, which is sad. And usually you might think that she says mi primera lengua es el Itzil, que es en la lengua maya. My first language is Itzil, which is a Mayan language. Por eso la clase de español es un poco difícil para mí. For this reason, Spanish class is a little difficult. So not everybody that lives in a Spanish-speaking country speaks Spanish. Yo voy a la escuela de lunes a viernes, de las 8 de la mañana a las 3 de la tarde. I go to school Monday to Friday from 8 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. Yo vivo lejos de la escuela. I live far from school. En las mañanas me despierto a las 6:15 de la mañana. In the mornings, I get up at 6:15 in the morning. El clima en San Juan Coxal a veces es muy frío. Sometimes it's very cold. En las mañanas me pongo huipil con muchos detalles importantes. In the mornings, I put on a huipil. That's one of the shirts that the women's wear, where it's embroidered and such. And then The corte is the skirt. All right. En la escuela, siempre hablo con mi amiga Marlene. In school, I always talk to my friend Marlene. Ella es inteligente, bonita, agradable y siempre está ocupada. She's intelligent, pretty, agreeable, and is always busy. Tengo 7 clases en la escuela. I have 7 classes at school. Después de la escuela, hago mis quehaceres. After school, I do my chores. En las tardes, yo barro el piso y lavo los. In the afternoons, I sweep the floor and wash the clothes. And you can see some of these things that she's doing here. Okay. Here's some important words. Aunque, although, lejos de, far away from, detalles, details, quehaceres, chores, and barro, I sweep. And so the first part of this is your quiz. Okay, pretty straightforward. As long as you take good notes and you have those notes with you and you do the quiz, you should be fine. The second part is the voice activity. Now, the directions for the second sentence are a little different, but let's look at each sentence individually, okay? And you guys, I need you all to participate with me in that. Okay, so first sentence, use the correct form of ser to introduce yourself. Okay, so examples, I am Manuel. How would you give your name using the verb ser? How would you give your name using the verb ser? Go ahead and in the chat box, or you can unmute. Pretty straightforward. How do you give your name to somebody?
This one I'm kind of confused. How to use so to describe to say your name.
Yeah, it's not as common, okay? So like I would say, yo soy señora Kilpatrick, okay? You could also, I will accept it if you say mi nombre es or me llamo and give me your name that way, okay? I'm not gonna hold you to the use of ser, but if you use it, that's fine because that's what they tell you to do here, okay? The second sentence, and I encourage you, write these things out on a piece of paper before you record yourself, because this makes life a lot simpler. It makes it easier for you. I would also say, when you record, make sure that you're in a quiet place so that you can hear yourself and so that I can hear you. I had someone turn in a voice activity yesterday where there was so much noise in the background that I really couldn't understand what they were saying. And of course, if that happens, I'll let you know. Okay, use the correct form of the verb estar to say one step of your routine. Be sure to use body parts. An example, I wash my face. Okay, now, this is something that the lesson doesn't really go over a whole lot. Okay, but it gives you a short example. Okay, if I say, I'm washing my face, I could say, estoy lavando. Oops. Mi cara. Right? This is what we call the present progressive tense. If you don't feel comfortable using that, you can use a reflexive verb. You say, me lavo la cara. Or whatever you know, these are examples. The original, say something that you do in the morning. Maybe you brush your teeth, comb your hair, take a shower. Okay. Any questions on that second sentence? Okay. The third sentence, use the correct form of the verb estar and one possessive adjective to describe what happens before you do the step. Be sure to use an adjective. So example, before I wash my face is dry. Okay, so what's the word for before?
Antes.
Antes, right. So antes de, you want to have the de. Antes de And we'll use their example. Antes de lavar mi cara. Mi cara. What form of a star do I need to say it's dry? Antes de lavar mi cara. Or maybe it's not dry, maybe it's dirty. Okay, we want to use the verb estar. What form of estar do we need? I hear you. Muted.
Wait, can you repeat the question again? I'm sorry.
Okay. So you're gonna tell me, that before you do wash your face or whatever you're doing, your face is dry or dirty or whatever. So antes de lavar mi cara, what form of estar do we need?
Wait, before, we're doing the one before washing our face?
Yeah,
Okay, so después de lavar mi cara es húmeda.
Okay, well, yes, if that's right, está húmeda, that would be the last sentence. But the first one, if your face is dry, you could say está seca. Right? It's dry. Or está sucia, it's dirty. Or any number of options. Try to stay away from the examples they've given in parentheses. Sure, use the before doing such and such, like maybe before washing my hands or before taking a shower, or my hair is dirty, or try to think of what you do in the morning to get ready. Okay. So, and then the last sentence, after. What's our phrase for after?
Después.
Después, we want to put de after it. So después de, in this case, wash my face. Después de lavar mi cara está, and then you said húmeda, está mojada, está limpia, depending on what, think of it as the third sentence. There's one quality you're saying that, is the condition of your body part, whether it's your face or your hands or whatever. And then the last sentence is the opposite. So if your hands are dirty in the third sentence, then they're clean in the fourth sentence. That makes sense? Any questions on this? Okay. All right, so let's look at, this is a template. You can use this template if you want. Remember, it needs to be recording. And then, of course, at the end, you've got collaboration. Have you guys all done your collaboration this semester?
Yes, I did it already.
Okay. If you haven't done your collaboration, remember it's an easy 40 points. All you have to do is you go to the assignment right after 509, and it's the second semester collaboration. Open it up, and for today you'd say, hey, I attended the 407 lesson. This is what I enjoyed working with other students. This is what I learned. And then you just submit it, and that's an easy 40 points. Okay. All right. You guys have any questions?
No.
Okay. Well, then I will stop the screen share and I'll let you guys log out. You have a good afternoon. Okay.
All right, bye.
All right, bye-bye. Jennifer, any questions? Okay. All right.